secret redneck.
Yeah.
Whatever we do, the South goes way harder. It's just like all decadent as
That like you eat it and then it's just nap time.
I'm really excited for sweet tea because I feel like ladies like sweet tea and I've always wanted to be a lady.
Oprah or okra?
What's okra?
So this is okra, dude. It's
Okay, I thought it was an animal.
It looks like a banana pepper. What are they called? Pepperoncinis?
Why don't you like okra?
It's so slimy. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I love a good pickle. What's this, a little peanut?
Yeah, a little peanut.
Little peanuts?
It looks like a cartoon of like what a little poop would look like, doesn't it?
Ooh, it's slimy. I don't like that it's wet. It feels like a bean.
It's salty as though.
I like it a lot.
I am pleasantly surprised. I'm not gonna lie.
Liver mush.
It looks like burnt toast.
A weird brownie. That's what it feels like.
It smells pretty good.
I'm not mad at it. Maybe we'd be good with like ketchup or
You're
like a
not
sauce.
mad at it?
Yeah, it's like a sandier cousin of the hamburger.
I could see myself cutting open one of these biscuits, putting it in there.
Can you give us like 5 minutes? I just want to finish eating. Country ham.
Country ham.
Country ham.
It's not your typical deli ham you see in the supermarket.
This is like ham.
You guys are on some next level shit here.
It's like a hug from the Lord. It's delicious.
What would happen if I replaced my morning coffee just with this gravy? Oh, here's something that tastes good. I know what we'll do. We'll soak it in butter and gravy. Oh, you're a genius.
Oh, it's a moon pie.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Who needs something this big? There's like 3 cookies in one.
looks like a s'mores on steroids.
Oh, can I take this with me?
It's probably the thickest cookie I've ever
It's
had.
a lot to bite into.
I could see like every 3rd grader in the South like just having one of these in their lunch boxes.
Is this something where I'm like, oh, I like this. Is this the best thing I've ever eaten? No, but like, if you try to take it away from me, I would kill you.
I think all Southern food feels like it's prepared with love.
I think there's something to be said for this food in moderation.
You're worried about your arteries.
California needs to step it up a little
I know,
bit.
we're like, everything we're doing is like, how can we add kale to it? F that, give me the sugar ham.
Yeah.
I think Southern food makes you happy while you eat it, and then right afterwards you're like, all right, nap time.
And then you're happy while you nap. Then you wake up and you're cranky, and then you just eat again and you're happy.
Now that we've watched a video about people's reactions inside the United States to Southern food, well, now we're going to write a list of words on the board and talk about where our country developed or where these originated from. We're talking about hamburgers, hot dogs, chocolate, democracy, Halloween, paper money, and have the kids discuss where we got all these things into American culture today.
Secondly, we would write the term culture on the board and explain the culture consists of all skills, behaviors, values, and customs particular to a certain group of people. We would tell the students to view their school as a culture, ask them to name traits that are part of the culture and their school. These might include foods, eating customs, language, school traditions, accepted behaviors, and fashion.
Culture is the system of shared beliefs, values, customs, behaviors, and artifacts that the members of society use to cope with their world and with one another, and that are transmitted from generation to generation through learning. Culture is the traditions and customs that govern behavior and beliefs that are transmitted through learning.
Culture is learned. Oh man. I just can't catch any fish with this thing.
Hi son. What's going on?
I'm trying to catch some fish, but this thing just doesn't work.
I can help you with that. That is a power drill. It's not a tool for catching fish, although if we needed you to build a cabinet, that would be the perfect tool. Here is the perfect tool for catching fish. It is called a fishing rod.
It is just a stick with a piece of string.
Even so, it is a better tool for catching fish than that drill you are holding.
I think my tool would have been faster.
Electricity hasn't been invented yet, but if it had, You would have electrocuted yourself trying to fish with a power tool. Observe. Here's a fish now. Today not only have you learned how to catch a fish, you also learn patience.
I think I will become a vegetarian until someone invents electricity.
If it isn't learned, it isn't culture. Culture is shared.
You need to eat all your vegetables, Miranda. Think of the starving children in Africa.
You had better eat yours too, son. Remember the starving children in Nazi Germany. Children nowadays have no idea how hard we had it during the war.
Culture is shared. Culture is an attribute of individuals as members of groups. Culture is symbolic.
A symbol is something, verbal or non-verbal, that arbitrarily and by convention stands for something else, with which it has no necessary or natural connection.
A symbolic gesture. Another symbolic gesture. Gestures that have meaning outside of language are called emblems. Language is a symbol system. There is no necessary or natural connection between the sounds we utter and the meaning they have for us. Blah 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 blah. Culture is symbolic. Symbolic thought is unique to humans and is crucial to cultural learning. Culture is all-encompassing.
Culture, as defined by anthropologists, encompasses features that are sometimes regarded as trivial or unworthy of serious study.
The most interesting and significant cultural forces are those that affect people every day of their lives, particularly those that influence children during enculturation.
Culture is all-encompassing. Anthropologists take a broad view of culture to include even seemingly trivial things.
Culture is integrated.
We already have a religion.
But our God is very powerful. He give heap big blessings on his people.
Your God says we can only worship him. Your God says we are separate from the earth and sky, the plants, and all the animals.
That's correct. You are special in God's eyes. God placed men on the earth and made them rulers over it, to do whatever they want with the earth, plants and animals.
We believe we are part of the earth, the sky, and the plants and animals. We are their brothers and sisters. We are not better than the buffalo is our brother.
That's a load of primitive nonsense. Your beliefs are pagan. You and your people will all go to hell when you die if you do not accept my religion.
Your religion, your talking leaves, and your mean-spirited, jealous, angry God do not fit in with our way of life. We do not believe there is this hell you describe. Great Spirit is not angry, nor vengeful, nor jealous, but loving and kind. Great Spirit gives us everything we need. Great Spirit does not punish us, nor withhold those things we need, if we do not obey laws. Great Spirit knows we are like children. This religion you bring does not make sense. Our way of life does not need another God, especially not one who is so different and does not fit with our ways. Take your God and your talking leaves and go. You are welcome here, but your God and your religion are not.
Your way of life does not fit with my religion either. I shall leave. But if you should change your mind, send a messenger to the mission, and I will come.
Don't hold your breath, pale face.
After that, we would draw a simple map of an island on the board with freshwater springs, a dense island forest, a rocky coast, and a small grassy clearing near one of the springs, and ask the students to imagine that they have been stranded on an island with 100 other people. We would have them indicate where would they settle and mark responses on the map. Then we would point out how resources influence the population density. After talking about resources, we will remind the students that one of the first questions geographers ask is, where do people live and why? Then have them try to identify at least 3 geographic factors that have contributed to the growth and change in their community.
You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep. 'Cause
Following the Edpuzzle video, we would assign the class into groups and have each group focused on a different concept. Some of the concepts would be population density, urbanization, cultural landscapes, and cultural change. After that, we would ask them to create a collage using resources from the internet to illustrate their assigned concepts. And then we would spend about 15 minutes on the interactive PowerPoint going through it and playing a game of sorts.
Drops everywhere, you'd think me rude, but I would just get